right, it is on the still water. Oh, look, I put my swatches back up. Decided not to cover this wall in it. Might go with cauliflower cream instead. It, with the pink curtains, is looking quite childish. And I'm having doubts. I like it. I loved it at first, but now I'm thinking, did I pick the right color? The skirting board's going to be white. Oh, I don't know. Gotta sleep on it. I don't know why I have such a hard time making decisions, like on my paint colors. Yeah, is it like this is Daniel Lanois song Stillwater, the color of the paint I chose. Yeah, is it an anxiety thing? Is it because once I choose, I can't choose? Like, I can choose again, but, you know, once the choice is made, it's all those other options are gone? Or is it because I don't know what I like? Is it because I'm afraid to say what I like that someone else won't like? How come I don't know what I like? Why does my bedroom look like I'm 13? Too bright, too childish. And these are the two pictures that I have. Yes, it's a unicorn and a Botticelli. So I thought, I've got all these other blues and I am now out of silver paper clips. I'm on to vinyl coated ones and I need some help to pick a blue. So I was looking at the blue in the Botticelli, and I think the one that I had originally marked bedroom and the one beside it go best, matching the sky. Gosh, the colors don't show up that well in the video. These are periwinkle blues over here. There are no periwinkle blues in the Botticelli. As for the unicorn, I guess anything kind of goes. Probably the washed out ones are the least good for that. And over here, periwinkle goes with the birds' heads. And I mean, this is not a flippant thing. It's serious. Look at how bright that is compared to these. Of course, it's really hard to tell because the light is so fluctuating. I wish I could hire an interior decorator to come and help me tell me what is the right color. Last night I was looking and I eliminated the periwinkles, and they go up to about here. I was trying not to make too big a deal of it when I woke up this morning and looked around, because I think I may be making more out of it than it needs to be. Just learn to live with it, right? They say give it 24 hours. You need to pick up the color with other accents in the room. So my current bedspread is gold and maroon, which doesn't go with turquoise and pink at all. I looked around my house to see if I had any other bed things, blankets, covers, sheets, anything I could put over my bed that would pick up the color, and I don't. Under my bedspread is a red wool Hudson's Bay blanket, which There is bright red in the wallpaper, so that works. Yeah, I don't know if I should give it a week, you know. Do I really hate it? Am I going to get used to it? It looks like a swimming pool. Right, so I am now at the point where I have painted my walls in here twice. The ones under the wallpaper, that is. And it's now this color, which is my second choice, because at first I went with Stillwater, which is very turquoise. I liked the color, but I didn't like it with the wallpaper, and suddenly I realized that that color isn't in the wallpaper. And look how many colors are in the wallpaper, and I picked one that's not in it. So I posted on Reddit about it, and they suggested going with this exact shade, the background, and I found it, but I decided that is too green and too pale, and I do really want some kind of contrast. So as you can see, here we have it now, all the way around. I haven't done that wall yet. And on my bed, you can see I've got forest green and poppy red. And a sweater. The turquoise did go better with those colors. But I think this cooler shade goes better with the wallpaper. So I am now about to paint the wall behind the bed that same color. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. I've seen some pictures on Pinterest that I like where the wall behind the bed is painted that color. So, and this color is called, what was it called? Dreaming of the Day. Isn't that a nice name? And that is actually the color I had originally chosen to use. I thought that it matched this paper. It doesn't, and I did want to go a shade darker. It's not the one, I don't have that sample here. This here, this one right here, is the one that matches the, no wait, the one above it is the one that matches the wall. Can you see that? And I was considering this one, which is called Resting Place, to use. So maybe that would have been better, but I wanted something with still a bit more color in it. And these are very green, as you can see. These are green. That's the next one down. It's called Gaelic Garden, or Gaelic Garden, depending if you're Scottish or Irish. But I found that too dark. But this one was the one I was considering. And then, of course, these are... It's interesting to see that on the camera, though. It doesn't perfectly match, but that's the closest they have. Home Depot, I mean Home Hardware. It's the only place I can get paint here. So, and these are the ones that I did use. So these are also green, but they are more blue than these ones are. So if you look at these two together, see how much greener this one is. This one is more teal. Yeah, which was what I wanted. There we go. Right, so, and I also decided this one would be, like, that matches quite close too, doesn't it? This would be the color I'd use on the ceiling if I'm going to paint the ceiling to match the wallpaper, which is what I did in my previous house. And you end up having to paint it lighter than the wall, because it looks darker because it's on a ceiling, so I might end up wanting to go with the lightest. But I'm going to get the trim all back up first before I decide that. Today I've been painting all the trim. So these are for the skirting board, and these are actually the pieces that used to go around wood frame windows, and there was a lot of that around the house. And this is what was in this room, but it was brown. So it now has 2 coats of paint and a coat of primer on it. This, and I left them all in the places where they go so I don't get confused about where they all go. And then this quarter round is going up in the ceiling corner that blocks that gap. My ceiling right now only has 2 coats of primer on it because I hadn't decided yet if I was going to use blue paint or white paint. Yeah, so that's what I've done today. 1 coat of paint on this because it was already white, and 2 coats of paint on this because it was brown. And I used Zinsser 123 primer, which is applicable to oil paint and varnish, because these were varnished. The wall had oil paint on it. All the way around. See, and there's those ones go along that wall, so I don't get confused about what goes where. All the way to there, and then over here. That one I already nailed in place because I had a weird thing going on with the floor. The floor dips down here, and I actually filled this in with some wood filler. Oh, there's cold air here, so there's still air getting in. But this one is nailed in. I had to use a little riser here to lift this up to line up with this bit of floor, because you can't have a step down there. So this will line up, and I just painted over it because I haven't painted this yet, so I just didn't tape it or anything. And I'm just going to go real careful now because I'm not sure how soon after painting you can put tape on it. So I'm just going to use a small brush. So with the bed colors, and it's currently pulled away, so because I'm gonna paint the wall, the bed colors not going with the curtains. I don't always use this coverlet, but I felt like it, and I have about 3 things I can use to cover my bed, but none of them go with the wallpaper. They're all primary colors. I might switch to the red curtains because I do have 2 windows, and I have 2 sets of red drapes that match perfectly, and I kind of have to use them then, you know. It goes, well, it's darker than this red. And then I also got this trim from Amazon that I think will help pull together the, what do you call that, the mood or the era of the wallpaper with the folk eclectic, you know, the cabin folk art theme of what I like to put on my bed. Or, you know, I have a boho coverlet as well, this thing that I've had forever, which I also use on my bed sometimes, and I love this thing, you know. So I ordered this trim that actually goes really well with that may pull everything together, I'm hoping. And this is the mirror. Now the cabinet is cherry, like this, but the mirror is not. So if that looks really dumb, like it does go with this bit of furniture, I could potentially stain it. Here is the dresser that I have. It's pretty dark in here right now. It's 4 drawers. It's a hotel one, which I got for $40. I liked that it has some decorativeness there and some nice handles, and the drawers don't function very well. Oh, well, it did this time. Okay, this one is stuck. They get stuck and then they overlap. So I don't know if I can figure that out why and fix it, but I've ordered these feet to lift it up because it's just sitting straight on the ground. And so I ordered some 6-inch legs for it, which will also raise it up a bit because it's really quite low. But you can see what kind of color it is, you know. That's the color of it. And it's going to go right there. So once that's in place, and I might gonna might want to, well, after I get this trim all up, I can put the dresser in place and then see which border I want to use. Whether I want to use this one, which is green and gold and white, or the more folky one. I don't think this goes with this at all. This is very Victorian or Rococo, but it looks great up there. Example of the drapes I have. This one is a polyester fabric. That's just one of them. I have obviously two. They're very long. I'll need to shorten them. They're not the same red. And the other one, or the other pair, is same color in velvet. And it's not in the room right now, but I think that might be good. That might be better than pink. And it looks good against the, I hope it looks good against the wallpaper. Probably the turquoise would have been better against the red. But it does go with this coverlet pretty well. Yeah, those look good together. Good, like red and gold always look good together. Goes with this blanket. I don't think I've ever really put so much thought into decorating my bedroom. I've just gathered the things I like and thrown them all together, and it's always been happy to me, you know. I've never decorated for decorating's sake, you know, never to impress anybody else. I've always just like that coverlet, that it's a bedspread. I bought it because I liked it. You know, I bought the red velvet drapes because I liked them, and I thought they'll go somewhere in my future house. And indeed they did. They went in the dining room. So when I first put those red drapes up in the bedroom and slept next to them, it felt too heavy. And they're also lined and no light gets through them. And I'm used to seeing the light come through the curtains in the morning as an indicator that it's time to wake up. So I think I'll put this thinner one on this window and the heavier one on that other window. That's probably what I should do. So now I'm going to paint this wall. I've stopped here because I'm not sure that I love it. I don't like that L shape. And I don't think I like the color enough to cover my whole wall in it. I have also painted up a page of the turquoise that I used before. It's still a bit damp. And I've also put up the swatch of the color that matches the wallpaper. Maybe I'll want to use that, because then you wouldn't have this L here. It would go like this. That might be better. Oh God, a third can of paint. For comparison, that's the color I had up before that I painted over. It's quite dark, quite high contrast between the white and it. Like if I was going to use that one, how different that would be. You know, and then I'm putting this one. I put it over here and it looks dreadful. It's much darker in real life. That is way better. For comparison, there's the first color next to the second color. It was much more cheerful. It didn't have the gray in it. I like the color better as a color. But it doesn't go as well with the wallpaper. Why is it so hard? Next to it is the one that matches the wallpaper. This one here, which would be really boring if I put that on the bottom. And the one next to that is called Restful Retreat, which is very similar to the one I used, but slightly more blue, which I think might have been a better choice. This one, Trisha's Eyes, is a lot like, what was this called again? I forget. And then this one is called Heart's Desire, and it is my favorite if I were to go with a true blue. And it matches, not that bird's head, this bird and this bird. So see, that color is in the paper and would be picked up. Oh. But I think I really do want to go with this super pale one for this wall because I was totally expecting this wall to stay kind of pale. And I'm totally hating this here. I don't even want it to match up down here. It just looks dumb. So things are coming together in here. I have moved the white unit to that corner because I got my dresser in and it's longer than I expected. And I still want to be able to easily pass through here. I used to have the white unit in that corner, and I'm so pleased with how my dresser looks. And to have a mirror again, I haven't had a dresser in years, like 10 years. All my clothes will go in there. Like, yeah, it's all in bags and boxes still right now. I don't know if that's mahogany or cherry. That is not, but it doesn't bother me. This is like a, I don't know what you call that, golden oak. I'm thinking of putting the unicorn up there and the Botticelli above my bed. I'm still considering this color. This is the color that matches the background of the wallpaper. But I woke up this morning and was thinking, damn, that's awfully light. It looks like white on this side even. And here's my other little unit. And I am so pleased that when I found this, they kind of match. Like I haven't put them side by side. I got it for $40 from a guy who had a bunch of them. And I was so pleased. I snapped it up right away because I live in a small town and there really aren't any, you know, the only furniture you can get is what's on Facebook Marketplace. And this was the second one I had seen and the first one was unsuitable. It had a little ding in the corner I have filled with wood filler. And luckily I have just a little amount of mahogany stain left. So after that dries, I'll put that on. I did have to prop it up on the ends a little bit, but after it's got its feet screwed in, it won't need a prop up because my floor is not flat. But yeah, excited about that. And this morning I lowered the runner along the bottom here so that it shuts properly. It didn't shut properly when I bought it. Now it does. So that's how it's coming. I'm quite pleased.